Mr. Freeze? I've never been able to so clearly see an amusement park, specifically Six Flags, just from a main road. Like, usually you gotta like take a little path before you can see it. Even like Kings Island, there's a lot of trees, but like no, like the coasters are just fully out in the open. That's weird. We're going there first, to those two. All right, we have entered Six Flags St. Louis, my very first time, and we're heading straight to Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast because I feel like that's gonna get a long line having only one train. So we're going straight to it, straight to it. Yo, that thing's fire, dude. Quite easily the best premier launch coaster that I've done so far. That thing. Oh. I got front row and then almost immediately back row, so I got to experience it both, best in both directions. Definitely, I think I liked the back row a little more, although it was a little too intense for my stomach, which, you know, is the story of the year. But my goodness, when you do it backwards in the back row and you're just being whipped over everything, it's crazy. I'm also impressed at like just how smooth it is. I expected it to be a little bit rattlier. No rattle, very smooth. The LIMs on the top are just as weird as everybody said they were. So bizarre, because like you keep going higher and higher and higher before you drop back down. Weird. Awesome though. That is a clean, smooth ride, and what a great start to this park. Can't wait to see what's happening next. We're going to American Thunder. Okay, so now we are heading to American Thunder. So fun fact, after they did Roar, the American Thunder layout, which they'd done a couple other times before, was kind of to become the GCI clone standard layout. And then after American Thunder, they like didn't really do it again. Now, I enjoyed Roar when I did it, but this will be my first time on American Thunder, so it'll be interesting to see how they compare and which one I enjoy more. But we will find out. Smells like classic wood, fresh wood, yay.
Declares it out of here as we're out of the American Thunder. On the background, how was it?
American Thunder. For those of you now boarding.
Running again. Go. No, that layout's pretty fire. There's definitely better GCIs out there, but for as a clean layout, you know, can't go wrong with it. I did both front and back, and this one's definitely a back row coaster, which I feel like is not usually the case for GCI for me. So that's interesting. But yeah, it's got some bite to it. It's not smooth, but it's not rough. You know, it's like just the right amount of shakiness that you want in a wooden coaster that elevates it, like in a classic. And this is only 17 years old, so it feels like a classic coaster in a good way, But it's relatively new. Just beautiful, beautiful bit of wood. We'll see if it's the best wooden coaster here today. There's 3, and usually people's favorite is Screaming Eagle, but not bad. Seems a lot of coasters are in the back. There's Pandemonium right next to Rookie Racer. which is just in front of the Boss, which is just a little to the left of Boomerang, which is just in front of Screaming Eagle. So most of the day today is gonna be spent there. In terms of layout, I think this is a pretty nice park so far. Nothing's too confusing. It's not just a circle. It's not much of a maze, but it's like just enough that it's like, look at that. You've got like scenic moments here and there. So this Pandemonium, it seems, has kept a lot of the theming and the color from Tony Hawk's Big Spin. That's an interesting choice. I'm lost. Definitely the weakest of the 3 Pandemoniums I've done this year, but still pretty good. You know, can't go wrong with this model. They're pretty fun. Good spinning. I did a backwards row this time, but it's pretty comparable to the one in Six Flags New England. Pretty comparable. So, yeah, next we're gonna, looks like they're testing Supergirl Skyfire. Look at it. So it's closed right now, but we're gonna like wait a little bit. That gives myself a little break from coastering. I'll get under some shade and I'll stalk the front to see if they open it. Yeah, so this is my first time doing one of these. I'm very excited. It just opened first. Those are actually shockingly fun. They're not like the old Enterprises because they are, your feet are dangling and you're fully out in the open. It's very similar to like a Helix on a B&M invert over and over again. Like I was feeling the same feeling in my legs that I feel when I do Raptor. So that's crazy. So something to know about me is I'm actually also a little bit of a motorsports fan, especially F1. So if you theme a coaster to one of my other hyperfixations like Formula One, I'm happy, I'm excited. So I'm actually really excited for this kiddie coaster. What a fun and charming racing themed Vekoma mini coaster. I hope that we start to see more pop up throughout the parks because, you know, it's got a little bit of forces and it's not bad. You go around twice. I like the theming. Big fan. I'm a really big fan. I think of the more junior and family coasters that I've been on this year, it's definitely one of the more top tier ones, honestly. This is like American Eagle's level of just walking for a wooden coaster. My goodness. Okay, we're gonna go. It started with a lot of promise. It started really, really good. Didn't want to wait for the front row. I was like, I've got a time limit to be here. I've got a 3-hour drive. I'll just take second because it was a walk on for second. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take second. And I've never seen trains with these seats or restraints before. I don't know what they are, but it did not help. Yeah, we go down the first drop. It's pretty smooth. It's pretty fun. It's really fast. It's really intense. And then we begin the turnaround. And from the turnaround, the first turnaround to the ending, it is rough and a jackhammer and violent. Like, sometimes with these old wooden coasters, they're like the rattle and the roughness adds to it. But if it becomes too much and it hurts, like, it's just not fun. And it's a real shame because I think the layout is really good. I think I could really love this if it got some retracking. Like, people say that the layout itself is boring, and I didn't find that. I found it really intense and really fun of a layout, like elite layout. This could be a top 50 coaster for me with that layout, but it was just so rough that there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can really say other than it's rough. It's painful. With that, we have 5 coasters left in the park and 6 attractions because I do want to check out Catwoman's Whip. So we are about like a little over halfway done with the park, and probably going to do one more time on Mr. Freeze to say goodbye, but we've still got 5 coasters left. I don't even know where River King Mine Train is, but we're gonna find it. But next, I believe, is Boomerang. Boomerang! You know, one of the better boomerangs that I've been on. That was pretty smooth. I used my one flash pass for the day to get front row because I've never gotten one on a boomerang before, and I didn't want to deal with the line, so I just skipped it. I'm looking at Catwoman Whip's line and I'm regretting it a little bit, but that's fine. That's fine. Gotta say, I prefer boomerangs in the back. Going down it backwards just hits a little harder. When you're in the front row, there's a lot of hang time. If you're a big hang time fan, boomerangs are great in the front, but if you're not, ride them in the back. It's actually a really fun thrill ride. Goes upside down a lot of times, very long. That view up at the top is great. There was a moment on the second half where we went upside down so slowly, and there was so much hang time that it genuinely didn't feel like you were upside down. Like, you looked and the whole park was like on the ceiling and you didn't feel it, and it was weird and it was awesome.
Welcome to Remaining Open Center.
She's big, she's bold, she's 49 years old, and she is the best wooden coaster in this park, in my opinion. I love a good PTC, and this is a really good one. It's very similar to Georgia Cyclone, only I feel like a little bit longer, a little bit smoother. That first drop has got some nice intensity, and after that, you know, it's just a good, smooth, solid wooden coaster. Fantastic. I love a good PTC, and this is definitely a good one. We've got just 3 more coasters left before we are done for the day. I'm gonna definitely be getting one more re-ride on Mr. Freeze before we leave. But yeah, this is a really great park. I feel like people are too harsh and too mean about it. I've heard like some negative things about it, and you know what, I don't feel it. I had a great day today. Boss was definitely the weak link of the day. I enjoyed Rookie Racer. It's gonna of course rank lower, but not by much. But that still doesn't mean much because I think Boss was definitely like the weakest experience today. But we still have River King, and we still have Ninja, and I've not heard great things about Ninja, so we'll see if that changes.
Please.
Please, come on, like that. Inside of right, all times remains you are right. Most any you're going to bring your right to a roof on one your name on the board without refund.
It's actually a really good mine train coaster. It keeps its speed quite well. It's something interesting, like where right when it gets off the lift hill and it starts going, like you start to pick up speed out of nowhere, and it jerks you with some crazy laterals to whatever direction that it's turning first. It's honestly mind-blowing how well it's able to keep its speed. Got second to back. I didn't want to wait for back. Well, it's not that I didn't want to wait for back, but back was kind of already taken. So I took second to back, which no regrets about that. Really good. I like that final drop in the tunnel is a really fun finale. It reminds me a lot of like Dahlonega Mine Train, but better to me, at least after the last time that I went on Dahlonega Mine Train. I didn't really have a great experience with it, so this was a much better time. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty fun mine train. That's definitely up there. Definitely up there.
Welcome to Ninja.
Is it as bad as people make it out to be? No. Does that mean it's a good ride? No. There was definitely a couple jerky moments, and the layout itself, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's not really doing much, but there are a couple moments that are pretty fun, and the head chopper effect is, of course, fantastic, as everybody always says that it is. And that's kind of like all she wrote. I got the second to back row because that was what was recommended. So I did that. And like, no, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I wouldn't mind if that was scrapped and something else was put in its place, you know? Okay, we've got just one more coaster left, Batman, before we do like my one and only re-ride. And this last coaster is going to be the Batman, which I've done a ton of these clones, and I'm going to be doing a couple more this year still. Like, we're not done with Batman for some reason. It's so much Batman, Batman, Batman.
Quickly, carefully, step on the right. Please put on your shoes for others are loaded.
Expected to not enjoy that one as much as the others because this is the only ride today that did assigned seating, and even though it looked like I was going to go into 8th row, they put me in the 5th row. It's the lamentation of being a single rider, but that's fine because I mean, it ended up being fine, but I was about to be like, okay, so this is gonna be a lackluster Batman experience because I'm in the middle, but actually no. Surprisingly, one of the better and more intense Batman clones, and it was just the 5th row. That's crazy. We went down the first drop and we did the first loop, and I wasn't really feeling a lot, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. And then the 0G roll hit, and after that I was vision blurring, intensity all the way to the end. Fantastic. That's actually my 3rd favorite Batman clone, no doubt. Easily. That is a really good Batman clone. So yeah, to end the day, we're gonna get a re-ride or two on Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast, because I like to end the day with re-rides of my favorite coaster or something or other. Maybe, who knows, depending on the line, you might go twice, front and back again. If not, we'll just do back. Depends on the line.
And Saturday, everyone. Permission granted.
Oh man, that thing is knocking butts every time. That's 3 times now. I cannot wait to do it again when I go to Texas and ride it forward. I will say, however, my stomach problems started to show up at the end. They're just a little bit in the back row. Whew. Hurting in a way that it hasn't really on a coaster before. It's probably fine. It's probably because I did like 15 different attractions today. Not different attractions, but 15 experiences. That's what my log app says. My log app also says that we have reached coaster completion for Six Flags St. Louis. Woo, we did it! Every single coaster, we've done it. We did it in one trip with 3 rides. Pretty cool. Yeah, that was my day at Six Flags St. Louis. Honestly, I don't understand the hate. This was actually a really great park to me. All operations were great, which is rare. I was able to get on literally everything that I wanted to do, and then some. That's fantastic. Mr. Freeze is an awesome coaster. And yeah, I have like no complaints for this park. I do not understand why people complain. It's a really good one. I think it's top mid-tier for Six Flags, including all the Cedar Fair parks. So yeah, that was my day.